What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and I help small business owners make money in the stock market and at trysmallbiz.com. So if you got a small business or a side hustle, like 100 million Americans do, I strongly encourage you to join us at trysmallbiz.com, where you can advertise your company today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to quickly review the headlines. We will talk once again about our toll-free number 866-2-SMALL-BIZ, including how soon you can expect me to call you back with whatever it is that you've got on your mind. And I want to leave you on a very, very positive note, especially if you're following me on Twitter at TrySmallBiz, where you've heard we are, in fact, up 1,400+% since March the 1st. So, ladies and gentlemen, pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey out of Big Rock, bottle of champagne, TGIF, here we go. All right, isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Let me know in the comments how you're doing on this Friday. It's a gorgeous, sunny, and 69 degrees going down into the mid-30s tonight, but then warming back up to the mid to upper 70s next week. So we can't decide here in Atlanta if we want winter, summer, or a combination thereof. But let me know in the comments where you are and how you're doing. But quickly, ladies and gentlemen, here are the headlines of the day. This is top to bottom on a very left-leaning news site. January 6th, Capitol riot probe. Committee subpoenas former President Trump. Is it ever going to end? I mean, is it ever going to end? Are we ever going to talk about how the gates were wide open? Or how Nancy Pelosi was running around, what was it, with her daughter with a camera saying she wanted to punch Trump in the mouth? Why was her door unlocked? I'll let you decide why that was, but I'll keep going. U.S. budget deficit. This one's even better. U.S. budget deficit cut in half. Oh, really? For biggest decrease ever. What do we got? 200 years of history ever in the United States due to COVID spending declines. This, if you saw President Biden's press conference, if you can call it that, about an hour and a half ago, is a total joke. The reason why we had $1.5 trillion or thereabouts decline in the deficit is that we were coming off record trillions of dollars of COVID stimulus spending the year before. So there is no decline in the deficit. There wasn't under Clinton. Actually, Clinton had a surplus. But ever since Bush and Obama and Trump and now Biden, there is no fucking decline in the deficit. It's totally a misrepresentation. But hey, half this country's going to believe it. Steve Bannon sentenced to 4 months in jail for contempt of Congress. He will win on appeal because they didn't give him a chance to testify for a variety of reasons. And I find it interesting that they dragged out the case for more than a year, and they finally make him do a perp walk out of the courtroom 2 weeks in front of the election. Are you guys beginning to see? I don't give a shit if you're a Democrat, you're an independent like myself who calls it like it is, or a Republican. Everything is fixed. Everything is orchestrated. Everything is timed to the T, including the pivot. We don't edit around here, so welcome. The pivot around. Slow down, Jason. By the way, the beard's coming back. I know. Some of you think I look younger, and I do. And I look kinder without the beard, but it's wintertime. And I'm bringing it back. So ladies, do we have any beard fans out there that want it back? Fellas, do you think I look better with a beard? I know some of you think I look old and mean and nasty and Viking-like with a beard, but it's coming back. But my point of today's video is, and stick around to the end if you're in the stock market with us, is the Fed is finally pivoting. You have to remember, 2/3 of the current governors are Democrats. And they've been under enormous pressure from Pocahontas, a.k.a. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and others, that you are ruining our chances at the polls November 8th, as if they were in enough trouble if you continue to rate hike like this, because everywhere you look in Europe, energy prices, believe it or not, are down 72%. The dry Baltic index, what it costs to ship goods from one side of the ocean to the other, down 74%. Lumber's down almost 75% since the beginning of the year. Everywhere you look outside of wage inflation, which is beginning to plateau, is crashing. So I've been saying on Twitter at TrySmallBiz, while we have made 14 times our money in the last 9 months, thank you very much, that they're about to pivot. And today I shared numerous examples. I believe it was Daly who was the most obvious one. And by the way, it's all orchestrated. I guarantee they sit in a room and they go, okay, Kashkari, who I can't stand, you're going to be the bad cop. And then you're going to be the good cop, and you kind of be the waffler, and then I'll do it. It's all orchestrated. So here we are on Friday, October the 21st. What are we, 2.5 weeks or thereabouts in front of the election? Here's the pivot. You're going to start to see that noise grow louder. Some of the pivoting noise today was, well, we're not going to necessarily pause in 2023, but we are going to ratchet down from 75, which they may do again in November. I believe it's the 3rd is the meeting, to 50 and then 25. My prediction, if they want to shock the market, they go with 50 basis points, but they're probably going to go with 75 and then 50, and then they're fucking done. The noise, mark my words, in December, right before the Christmas holiday break is going to be, we've done a tremendous amount of rate hikes, over 400 basis points, by the way, from 0.25% to more than 4, close to 4.5 by the time they're done this year. That's huge. It's a shock to the system. So you're going to have at least half the governors, if not sooner, say, we need to take a break. We need to pause. We're not going to cut rates, although they will. Write this down. Mark this post. By Memorial Day, you've heard sell in May and go away. By Memorial Day, you'll start to hear a lot of noise, if not the first rate cut. Because by the time we get to this fall of next year, we're going to have a deflation problem. The same problem that Japan's been fighting for 20 years. The same problem we had for the last 3 or 4 years prior to the pandemic. Mark my words, we are going to have a deflationary spiral, which has already begun. That's why metals, what are metals down now? 7 weeks in a row? I thought if the world was coming to an end, Peter Schiff, we should have been buying gold and silver. Where's it gone? Answer, nowhere but down. Why? We have a deflationary problem that is masquerading as a short-term inflationary spike. But, and I will give you this much to the bears, I am starting to believe that we're going to have another melt up. And that might be the top for a while. We could have a horrendous crash in the middle to latter part of next year. Maybe, but we've never had a down year after the midterms, which is right now, since World War II. But 2023 might be, especially if they break something, might be the first down year. But here's the point of the video that I'll leave you with today, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't really matter. Marry your mutual funds. You've heard me say this. Marry your mutual funds, date your stocks. So if you got a 401k and an IRA like you should have, you marry those index funds. You put X amount of dollars in every single month and you put it on autopilot. And when you come way down as we have, you try to double up if you can and add even more. Dollar cost averaging over time has proven to be a tremendous way to create wealth. However, for 10, 20, maybe 30 or 40% of your money, you got to be what's called a trader. You got to make it, take it. You got to buy the dip and sell the rip. We've had over 65 trades since March the 1st at Try Small Biz on Twitter. I believe we're running at 89, close to 90% win rate. Average gain almost 29%, average hold about 3.5 weeks. And while I have taken about 7 losses, average loss close to 18%, half of them were less than 5%. We had a big bounce on REVB. I said, get out at 45 and change. Where's it now? Less than a quarter. You have to pay attention. And speaking of paying attention on Twitter, Try Small Biz. Imagine me texting you in real time, and I have not done so as of yet. Texting you in real time, buy this, sell that. You wouldn't have to pay attention religiously as some of you do, not many, but some of you do on Twitter. You get a buzz on the phone. Oh, it's Jason again. It's the money line. It's the money line. Buy this HLBZ like I was screaming about again this morning at 26 cents. HLBZ. It's a green play out in New York City. They've got e-bikes, mopeds, etc. It was a $10 SPAC. It got smashed down to 24 cents. The CEO owns over 45% of the entire float. He was buying at 3.5, 2.5, 175. You see me pick on him on Twitter. He bought 200,000, which is not nearly enough, at a quarter the other day. We own the damn thing a nickel off an all-time low. I was in buying with little money I do have left at 26 cents today. Where's it now? 29. Was as high as 29.75. If you can buy some, no more than 10% of your portfolio, HLBC in and around 26 cents. Earnings, I believe, are November the 10th or the 11th. The last time they reported, they had a 59% drop in their loss, quarter over quarter, year over year. The bottom is being put in across the market, including in HLBC. There's a tremendous opportunity to make a bloody fucking fortune in 2023 and beyond. And until next time, in just over 10 minutes, always remember that I love you guys. You can call me at 866-2-SMALL-BIZ, and yeah, get a premium membership while you can. Thanks for watching.